What's up? I'm Jacob, and today we've got something completely different, completely new, and that is bike dice by your boy. Your boy made a product. It's not great. Things are gonna get better, but this is a prototype. All right, bike dice. This is a product I made. It's still in the prototype phase right now, but open this up, and we have some bike dice. So this video is to explain the rules of the game. This is not like your regular skate dice. This is not a game of bike. This does not have B.I.K.E. as letters. This is a game played to 21, just like a handful of yard games like cornhole. The objective is to get to 21, but there's no penalty for going over 21. How to play. You can basically do this anywhere. Whoever you're playing with, you pick which obstacles you're gonna do it on. You can do these flat, you can do these on ramps, doesn't matter. There are two trick dice. One's a little bit easier, one's a little bit harder. There's a die that shows like spin, so this has 270, 360, 180, and then you have another die that is all different types of grinds or street tricks. And so you can choose which one you want to use. You don't have to use any, you don't have to use all of them. You can use one the entire game, or you can switch it up and use multiples. You're gonna take the dice. You can take 1, 2, 3, or 4 at a time, up to you. Every dice you roll by itself is worth 1 point. So say I roll this dice here, and it says foot jam. That's 1 point. Now I can stop there, or I can roll another die for another point. So dice, die, roll this one, and it is an ET. So foot jam ET, so that is worth 2 points. And you get two tries to land each trick. You roll one, it's worth 1 point, and then you can add to it, and that one is worth 1 point. So say I do X up, and I wanna add to it. So I'm like, all right, you know what, I could probably do a spin or something with the X up. So air out or half cab, this is gonna depend on if you're playing in the park or on, in the streets. So you can do that, air out, X up, super easy. That's worth 2 points. You can roll another dice and add to that, so you can add another point to that. So, and that's if you roll one dice at a time. So it's kind of like a safe way to play. If you roll one, you're like, I can do this by itself, I can't do any tricks with it, so you just do that one, safe way to play. But if you wanna play for more points, every dice you grab doubles. So say I grab these, if I roll this is now worth 4 points. So there you go, air out ET. Now instead of it being worth 2 points, rolling them separately, it's worth 4 points because you roll them together, so each dice is doubled. Also, if you roll something and it says, so say we roll one, and it is tire ride, right? Well, now I'm like, shoot, I can probably do 2 tricks out of a tire ride. I can probably do a spin and a trick. So now I'll roll these. So 270 ET, so if I did tire ride 270 ET, these two are worth doubled. So that's worth 1 point and 4 points. So that's a total of 5 points if you land it. You get 2 tries to land it. You get an extra point if anything you do is switch. So it doesn't matter which part of the trick. If there's a switch trick in it, you get 1 extra point added to it. And if you roll 3 at a time right off rip, and so now this is straight jump, ET, tire tap. If you combine those, that's worth 6 because all these ones doubled. You can keep rolling the same dice. So like say you roll one that has a bar spin on it, you can roll that twice. So say you rolled one that's a 180, you can technically roll that one twice, and if you get a 360, you're just doing a 540 or combining those two in a line where the trick doesn't change. So like 180 to full cab or whatever. But I mean, you could roll these dice over and over and get a super high score. I mean, you get a score of 10 if you rolled them, multiples at a time. Or say like I rolled a 360 and a bar spin, I can then roll that bar spin one again, and then say it now says tuck no hander, so now that's 3 tuck bar, and that's worth 3 points. So you can continuously roll the same dice over and over until you've kind of maxed out what you think you can do. There's really no limit to how many points you can get, except for how many tricks you think you could throw in one air. So, and if you're playing street, you can combine these into like cab tricks. Say you rolled a 180 bar spin, you could do another trick, and that would be like the cab out. So it still has to connect and be one trick. It can't be 2 separate tricks. But if the luck of the draw gives you something that you'd be landing in fakie, you can always throw another trick in there. So just keep that in mind. We had added some rules in the game. You get a single reroll, and that reroll will allow you to reroll either all of the dice that you just rolled or one of them, still for the same value. Like say you roll 2 at the same time, now they're worth double. You can re-roll one of those, and those 2 are still worth double. So you get to re-roll 1 time, so use it wisely. Also, at the very end of the game, say you're playing at 21, you just reached 21, everybody else still gets 1 more roll to try to get to 21. So if you find out how to mix some dice together in order to get to that 21, somebody's at 16, let's say rolling 2 at a time, so that's worth 4, and then doing 1 switch or adding 1 trick to it. you can get 5. Now if you both get 21 and say everybody else doesn't, so everybody else is out, you go to a sudden death between you and that person. You pick 2 dice to roll at random. You're gonna roll the 2 dice, and whatever they land on, all the riders remaining that had made it to 21 get 1 try to land the trick that's rolled. If nobody lands it, you roll again. If both of them land it, you roll again until only 1 person lands that trick. When you purchase your set, there'll be a link right to this video so that you don't ever lose it. There'll also be a set of instructions in here, which makes it a little bit easier, but the video is probably the best way. So yeah, that is bike dice by myself, by me. Yeah, go get yourself a set of these. This is like a prototype version, so it's not the cleanest. There will be more in the future, but if you want them now, go to hagerclothing.com. These are gonna be in the section of their own, or you can go in the description below and buy them that way. There will be add-on dice in the future. This was just what I could fit on 4 sets of dice. Me and Matt are gonna get a game going, so look out for that video. That's gonna be the very first bike dice, game of bike dice ever. So goal is to get to 21. I think I've said everything. Yeah, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you don't wanna miss out on future content. Like this video if you like the idea, and comment any other suggestions. Thank you, goodbye.